girlfriend. 5 minutes ago, the social issues section. From like 10 years ago, Bobby McGee. 12 years ago, Bobby McGee. Interesting. I haven't seen you in forever. You probably know. I'm like 100. But it used to be. Around Matrix Pandora. Anyway. Oh, he released to call me Demona. Anyway, well, as far as this video, I think we're pretty well covered. So, I noticed that if you have the balls enough to do it, you have the balls enough to voice your opinion, you're going to get because there's going to be somebody in the world who thinks that they are because you put yourself that's just the way it is. The more you talk, the more people get aggravated at you. But I think what you was do. Or we because we don't mind seeing our opinion and backing it up. So, frankly, I know I listen off like something I say that I didn't know. So, anyway. Oh, wait a minute, I want to finish something.
Rebecca. Hey, jeez. The Dawn on cam is not. Dawn on cam, Dawn, with Dawn Zeal. Because Dawn on cam is very sweet, and I really like her. But anyway, I see Andrew Brightstar and then Bobby. Andrew, it's your mic.
You know who you are, Rebecca? You're Jenny Piccolo. Do you remember Jenny Piccolo from Happy Days? It was Joni's friend. You know what I'm talking about? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? She was the bad news friend that taught her how to make out and go to, do, all that stuff. I don't know. Yeah, the other Dawn is nice too. She's not bad. No, Rebecca, don't pay attention to her. Like that, she's all mouth. I've known her forever. She's had fights with me, Rebecca. Yes, Rebecca's a cunt. Yep, she is. That's all right. You can be a cunt, Rebecca, if you want. Anyways, um, listen, we're not always all going to get along. Sometimes, I used to fight with people, then I was friends with them and chat later. It's part of its drama. Some people are here for entertainment. You do realize that some of this is entertainment. Like Ian Mikan. I have no problem with him. I actually enjoy hearing Ian Mikan until the last 30 seconds of his mic up, and then I'm done. Yeah, it's entertainment. There's things we find out. There's all kinds of secrets in this chat room, like about Jake, that his wife is a Muslim admin in here, and Jake is a retired priest. And they were both in here as admins for how many years, and never told me. No one told me that they were married. They never even talked to each other in the room. There's things you can find. Blues knew. I had no clue. When you said that to me, I said, what a liar he is. She wouldn't have anything to do with him. That's what I said because I thought she'd have a Muslim husband. Yeah, everybody has different personality. And you know what it is about this chat room? Some people know each other from other programs and they have a history. Not all of us know about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's all these intricacies. I just try to make everyone get along, you know. Or I hope they do, because when they start fighting, I mute the room. When Rebecca was talking to Weatherbird, I muted the room. I said, I don't want to hear this. Forget it. I'll hide and come back and let Blues Baby take care of it, you know. But obviously she didn't have to do anything. So, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say weather was like, where is the? Can I tell you something? She's been really good for about 6 months now. You know, everybody has stuff. You know, she lost her husband tragically. People have different things they go through. People were talking about Lexapro. Lexapro, I think 3 of her husbands committed suicide. You know, imagine that. People have all stuff you don't know where they're coming from. You know, um, you know. Bright Starfire used to think I think he had a split personality. He thought he was Paris Hilton for a long time. So, and that Leatherbound God, I don't know what, he's a drunk, is what, it's what I was told the other day. He's just a drunk. Anyway, all right, next on the mic, Bright Starfire.
Oh my God, Andrew, that's hot. Sorry, she's trying to come out again. I said her name. Not really. That wasn't how my split personality was more like a younger Blanche. For real, for real. What am I talking about? That is my personality. Oh no, I'm kidding. I don't know. Like we got some kooky folk up in here. But we do. I don't get it half the time. I don't. Like people get on my nerves and stuff too, obviously. It does tickle me now. It's just became humorous the fact that as soon as he realizes I'm in the room, Tap's like, oh my God, it's Bright Starfire. And I usually time how long it takes before he starts calling somebody, racial slurs, sexual slurs, I mean, really. Uh, well, and honestly, Andrew, it's probably deserving, but by God, somebody needs to tell him to shut the fuck up sometimes. And I mean, without just yelling at him. Because I don't even fight with him anymore. I just pop him, tap. How many times I got. And you know what? The only reason why I do that, Andrew, I wouldn't even bother with explaining shit to that boy, except he always comes in here and goes, I don't know why everybody thinks I'm a racist, bigoted, entitled piece of shit. I just say that I'm a racist, bigoted, entitled piece of shit every day, and then I want them to shove it down their throats and accept it as truth. And after about 7 times of it, that's a bitch's limit. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll be that skank. He kills. And see, I don't bother Iridium that much anymore because he loves blues. So, he can. See, blues and I have taken torture to a new level. We accept it willingly because it makes us stronger. Frame light.
Well, Dami, I did not recognize you. Uh, it's been a long time, and you've changed quite a bit in looks. But I want to congratulate you on, losing the weight. I hope it's by design, and I hope you did it on your own for your own reason, not like, you know. I still remember our last conversation. You closed your room, and I tried to keep it open because I didn't know what was going on. And you asked me to, not to open it again, and I left it that way, and I joined Steve's room. You know, I remember that. I asked about you a number of times. They told me that you went offline. You know, and by the way, Don Zeal is an old friend of mine. Not that she's old, but I've known her forever, and she is absolutely a sweet lady. So you guys, if you're new to Don Zeal, give her, a break. She's still a spring chicken. She's under 50. If you're under 50, you're spring chicken. You know, not that if you're over 50, you're old. It's just you're not a spring chicken. You know. Anyway, uh, Well, I want to welcome you back, Dami. I don't know if you've been around for a while. I just haven't seen you, and I didn't know that you're back. Mike Stream. And I've been away myself for a few years. Mike Stream.
Rebecca's been an admin in here off and on for 5 years. We've had a lot of fights, and then we made up. Um, I don't know. Does she? Is she have the room muted? What, I mean, she's not even looking in the camera. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she really lost a lot of weight, huh? She did. She was getting big as a house. I remember that. I didn't want to tell her. I saw her painting in her bathroom, and I could see her rear end, and I said, "Holy shit, what's that?" You know? No, you really are skinny now. You know. But I'll tell you something, Bobby. I never would have thought Rebecca and Bobby McGee would get along. I thought, she would have driven you crazy with her mouth, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? I thought, wow. Oh, what kind of room was it, Rebecca? What kind of room? Was that before I knew you? Was that when you were helter skelter? Um, oh, all right. That must have been when I first met you, Rebecca. You used to come into my room because that Shrimps was talking about you and your kids. Remember Shrimps, that asshole? I was an admin in his room. Oh my God. All those fucking crazies that used to go in social issues. There were some really nutcases over there, like real great. Did he know God King and all those people? Did he? Wow. So we know all the same people, Bobby. Yeah, we know all the same people. I remember Bobby McGee from a long time ago in Senior Dude's room, who was at a room in, yes, he did. Yeah, Trinity died. He had a politics room, and then there were some, it was right around 2000, 2001 or something. And Thomas, oh, all right. Anyways, next name.
In Pal Talk, Bobby, back then, I remember him from Yahoo way back then, or within 5 years of that, maybe. You know, he's an old-time Yahooligan, aren't you, Bobby? Just like me. Hmm. But this, you, did you call her Dan or Rebecca? Did you say, Bobby? Did you say that she's blind? That she went blind? Tell me more. Puff, puff, pass, Mike free.
I was a path talker. Probably you're mistaking me for somebody else in Yahoo. I was always a path talker. I've been here on since 1999. We used to call her Dami. Uh, in the early 2003, I believe, me and Vu and a third guy opened mainstream politics. A few years later, I mean, not a few years, a few months later, I dropped out. And the other gentleman did too. And Vu kept the room to himself, and after me and him feuded. And then he closed the room, and Dami took it over. Uh, Her room was like the largest room, and then he came back and he wanted to open a room, and again his room, and Dami closed hers. You know, so this is what happened about 10 years ago or 12 years ago, something like that. And Steve took over, opened a different room, two-way street politics, or Islink. Yeah. Some people went to Vu's room, and I went with the Islink's room. Yeah. But I remember Dami's room was the largest room for a while, that she was when she had it open. But yeah, that was back then. You know, there was a who was it that there was you and some other lady, and I can't remember her name. She also disappeared. Yeah, I remember, Don. I remember when you came. You and Tasca were about the first people to come from the first group that came from Yahoo. You're my dummy. I call her dummy. I'm gonna always call her dummy because that's what from dominatrix. But we used to call her dummy, and I'm gonna stick with that. Rebecca's, or whatever you want me to call you, I'll call you. I'm not gonna. I just, I'm used to you as dummy. You're my the red.
No, call me whatever. I mean, I still have people who call me Demona. I still have people who call me Pandora. James Henry still comes around. He still calls me Pandora. People get real confused about it. Are you thinking about Jack Attack? She up and disappeared. She up and disappeared. Yeah, no, Andrew. I've known Bobby for a very long time. Very long time. I used to open up chat rooms. My favorite, my favorite was when I named it. What was it? Women belong in the kitchen. Oh God, it was so busy when I opened it because social issues was like the Wild West in those days. Like it was. It was like the Wild fucking West. And so I used to name it these real controversial things. People would come in and fucking wow out on me. Yeah, it was. The rooms were crazy. Uh, and we used to have really interesting, like, people like Iridium are like nothing compared to the characters we used to have here on Pal Talk, right? Like we had Dr. Hamido. Not, no one will ever compare to Hamido, right? And we had that Bethany girl, you know. Um, so we had like all these fucking crazy fucking people. Like Iridium is like mild comparatively to what Dr. Hamido was. Hamido was crazy. Like there. So Kotia used to have these recordings. So a lot of people have died. I don't know if you know that, Bobby. Hateful Hater, he died. Kotia, he died. He died a few years ago. Glory Hole, he died. Um, who else? A few other people have died. It really bothered when Hateful Hater and Glory Hole died. It really was hard. It's hard on me. Welcome back, Pinky. I need to eat something. I keep on forgetting to fucking eat. I work in a place where I make food all day, yet I don't fucking eat. Makes lots of sense. Yeah.
Well, that would mean that you're cooking from recipes and not from taste.
Da kom nyheter om at Karina Koller Løland har sagt opp stillinga si i Bergen. Islandoverlegen begrunner oppseiinga med at hun føler hun ikke har fått mogleghet til å gjøre jobben sin på best mulig vis. Blant annet har Koller Løland ikke vært en del av flytleiinga som ble satt ned av
You
byrådet.
guys are aware
Dette
that
er
Trump
tross for
lost another
der
court
opposisjonen
case
har
today
ønsket å
or
reagere.
tonight.
Og her må byrådet nå
The
gå
court in
her og
Pennsylvania
fremme
dismissed
sin
another
opposisjon
one of
gjennom å
his
stille noen
cases.
spørsmål
So that
som
makes
skal
29 cases
gå
thrown
til
out
byrådet
of
sin behandling og av hva
by the
hele
federal
programmet
judges.
kan
Mike's
bli. En del av
Any
grunnen
more
til at Islandoverlegen
cases and
gjennomfører
he'll have enough beer to
en del avgjørelser som betyr mye for
throw a
oss.
party for the whole U.S.
I had gained all kinds of weight a year ago. Well, more than a year ago. I was just eating, and I blame Rebecca because I used to watch her cook these meals for her husband, her family, and I would start, oh, I'm gonna go and make that, and I would eat. It was whatever her name is, Little Red. I don't want to. My eyesight is so bad. Little Red did. Um, I would get so hungry looking at the meals that she would make and all that. Yeah, who's getting hot flashes? Everyone's connected in chat. Isn't that funny when people come back that haven't been around for a while? You know, and you hear different voices. It's just the same old people, bitching all the time. You want to hear someone's new voice. Anyway, next on the line.
Måtte politiet I går kveld rykke ut og stanse en privatfest med mellom 30 og 40 personer.
Vi fikk en melding fra forbipasserende om avstemning av flere kjøretøy på utsida, og ifølge meldingen så mistenker da de på
Oh, sorry,
covid-19-positive.
I didn't realize.
Arrangøren av festen har vært I kontakt med
Go ahead,
kommunen
Fambaba.
flere ganger I
It's your mic.
ettertid. Men kommunen sier at de ikke har gitt
Okay.
grunnlag for
Well, thank you, Bobby.
de nye nasjonale tiltakene.
It must be that
Det som er
when I came to Paltalk 11 years ago as a tester, and then permanently 10 years ago, and we chatted in Human's room, and then Rob's No Agenda, but that lasted for about 3 or 4 years. But oh, the loyalty I showed to Rob, he put that fucking filter up on the room and had to sign email address, and I lost my password when I first came to Paltalk. So, okay, couldn't use my butthead name no more, and I couldn't get into Rob's room. Fuck. And then that other guy did it, Fax. Yeah, he put a filter on his room. I ain't there no more either.